Is Robert Saleh subtly throwing shots at Liam Coen, kind of putting him on notice? From yesterday's press conference, Robert Saleh basically said that Liam Coen and his staff, the guy who is the head coach for the Jaguars, has a legal sign stealing operation. And as we know, we remember the whole situation with Bill Belichick and all of that. That was a big deal. So it's a pretty interesting claim to hear a defensive coordinator, someone who has the experience of Robert Saleh, you know, be able to say that. So take a listen at what he fully says to kind of explain the situation, and I have some more thoughts on it on the other side. Take a listen right here.
Jacksonville. This is a very young, but it's a very talented group. Liam and his staff, coming from a couple of guys coming from Minnesota. They've got legally a really advanced signal stealing type system where they always find a way to put themselves in an advantageous situation. They do a great job with it. They formation you to try to find any nugget they can. So we've got to be great with our signals, and we got to be great with our communication, and to combat some of the tells that we might give on the field. So they're almost elite in that regard. That whole entire tree, from Sean to Kevin O'Connell to all those guys, they all do it. So so there's challenges. They're going to catch us in some situations where they have the advantage, and we just got to play good, sound, fundamental football and do our best to execute them.
Robert, who on that when it comes to the communication, is there any drop off? Like, was Bosa the more vocal guy on that defensive line in the games, like specifically in games?
No, I think they do a good job communicating with one another. There's Chris does a great job managing those guys and making sure that everyone's on the same page at all times. So, from a communication standpoint, we expect to still be very good.
Robert, stupid question, but who are they stealing the signals from?
Oh, I don't. That's the ultimate trick. Whether it's people from the sideline or whether it's our individual hand signals, whatever nugget they can find, they catch it, and they always happen to find themselves in good situations based on the coverage you showed. And there's nothing illegal about it, and I'm not suggesting that. It's just you can tell that they've got a CAN system that's getting them into a very advantageous position. It gets them into a very advantageous position multiple times during the course of a game.
Experience it like this? Has this ever happened to you during a game and you're like, wow, they're stealing my signals?
No, it's no. Were there findings? And it's like, damn, how'd they know to get to that play? Yeah. We dealt with it in Minnesota last year. They got us into a couple of situations. You can see it on tape when they're studying. It's like, damn, how'd they know to be in that call at that time? And we've experienced it with the Rams a little bit, but it's not an uncommon thing. They're just this group of people. They're pretty damn good.
The interesting part about this is making this known. It now is like an awareness to it. Like, oh, we know that you guys are clued in and keying in to some of our signals and some of our signs, and I think it's an interesting element of it. And again, more gamesmanship in this kind of scenario, because if you think about it, if you let the opponent know that we know you're clued into our signs, well, could you adjust signs? Could you shift things? Could you, again, the game within the game, the chess match that football is could you make adjustments to your signs and signals and do dummy signals and all of those different types of things? And I think that causes, the Jaguars to be a little bit more hesitant about maybe fully buying into whatever signals that they're keyed on, just for that simple fact. But I did find it interesting that Robert Saleh would go out of his way to say something like that. So I'm pretty curious. He did it in a very professional way, and it was very wasn't egregious or like calling him out or disrespectful or anything. But what he did do is he shined a light on it. There's now an awareness to the fact that there's a legal sign stealing situation going on with the Jaguars head coach and his offensive staff, and them clued into their opposing team's sidelines and trying to put themselves in a position pre-snap, post-snap to make a play, and I think that heats up the situation a little bit. I'm actually pretty curious to see how this battle is going to play out because Robert Saleh just put the Jaguars head coach on notice, called him out, and I'm excited to see this matchup even more now um, because Robert Saleh, there's an energy to him. There's like a tone to him where it's not like I don't know how to explain it, but I'm pretty excited about it now. Kind of gets me a little bit more hyped up. Of course we see the battle happening in between the white lines, but there's a battle between coaches. Trying to, you know, scheme up the other coach, trying to fool them and trick them, and all those different types of things, right? Because scheme that's a big part of uh, winning football games. Who can out scheme the other? And Liam Coen, one of the reasons why he was such a sought after head coach candidate in this last cycle is because you saw what he was able to do with the Bucks, and what they were able to do offensively. And it does seem like with the Jags, they're still trying to get up to speed. They're definitely not fully efficient in what they're doing just yet, but um, now they're going up against a buzzsaw. It's pretty interesting because, Gus Bradley, who's on the staff, was a former head coach of the Jaguars. Robert Saleh, I believe, was a linebacker coach under Gus Bradley with the Jaguars before he became the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers back in 2017. So there's some history there. I don't know. Get your popcorn ready. Let me know what you guys think about Robert Saleh coming out and saying this, like point blank, and what do you think it means? So let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.